ಶಿಕ್ಷೆ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಯಾವ ಉದ್ದೇಶನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ರಾಜಿ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎರಡನೇದು ಸ್ಪಷ್ಟ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಈ ತನಿಖೆ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಕೇವಲ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರವನ್ನ ಬುಡಮೇಲು ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅವರ ಉದ್ದೇಶ. ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಭಾರಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮಾತುಗಳಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ತಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಕೇಂದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬಂದ 10 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಿ, ಐಟಿ, ಸಿಬಿಐ ಅವು ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಅಸ್ತ್ರಗಳು ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಚುನಾವಣೆ ಗೆಲ್ಲೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಚುನಾವಣೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋತ ಮೇಲೆ, ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೋತ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಡಿ, ಐಟಿ, ಸಿಬಿಐ ಅನ್ನ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ವಿರೋಧ ಪಕ್ಷಗಳ ಸರ್ಕಾರಗಳು ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಇದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮೊದಲೇನಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಜಾರ್ಖಂಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ದೆಹಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ತಮಿಳುನಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಕೇರಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಆಂಧ್ರ ಪ್ರದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಬಹಳ ಉದ್ದ ಇದೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ಜಗಜ್ಜಾಹೀರು ಆಗಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನೇ ನಾವಿವತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಹಿನ್ನೆಲೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ತಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ದೇಶದ ಪ್ರತಿಷ್ಠಿತ ಸುದ್ದಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಅಧ್ಯಯನವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾವೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಸಂಶೋಧನಾ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅಧ್ಯಯನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾವೆ. 2014ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡಿಯ ಕೇಸುಗಳು, ಇಡಿ ದಾಖಲು ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೇಸುಗಳು 400% ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ.
The number of cases filed by ED and CBI has increased by 400%.
400% since 2014. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 95% ಕೇಸುಗಳು ವಿರೋಧ ಪಕ್ಷದ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿದ್ದಾವೆ.
Out of which 95% of cases were filed against the opposition.
95% ಕೇಸಸ್ ಆಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಅವರನ್ನ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವಂತಹದ್ದು ಇದೆ. 5% ಮಾತ್ರ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅಥವಾ ಮಿತ್ರ ಪಕ್ಷದವರ ಮೇಲೆ ಗುರಿಯಾಗಿ.
Only 5% cases have been filed against BJP and those allied with BJP.
ಏನು ನಾವು ವಾಷಿಂಗ್ ಮೆಷಿನ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ, ನೀವು ಆಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೇಸು, ಬಿಜೆಪಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅಥವಾ ಮಿತ್ರ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ,
once anybody accused of joining the BJP, they get cleaned their washing machine. There is examples of Maharashtra, there are examples of Telangana, there is example of West Bengal, there is example of Bihar. Assam is also the example.
ಆಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾಗ ಕೇಸು, ಬಿಜೆಪಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ ಕೂಡಲೇ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಖುಲಾಸೆಯ ಚೀಟಿ, ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಚಿಟ್.
Wherever you see those accused of corruption, whenever they join BJP, they ED and CBI closes the case.
ಇದು ಬಹಳ ಬಾಯಿ ಮಾತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಏನ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಸತ್ಯ ಅಂಕಿ
they can speak whatever they want. The truth, the facts remains the same.
ಅದೇ ಹಿಂದೆ UPA ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಇಡಿನವರು ಕೇಸುಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ 53% ಕೇಸುಗಳು UPA ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಪಕ್ಷಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ.
During the UPA tenure, the ED, when they filed the cases, 54% of it were against the UPA government.
ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನ ಮಿತ್ರ ಪಕ್ಷಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ದಾಖಲಾಗಿದೆ 47%.
47% cases were against Congress and those parties allied with the Congress.
5% ಮಾತ್ರ ರೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಮೇಲೆ. ಇದು ಇವತ್ತು ಸರ್ಜಿಕಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಕ್.
Today's situation, the surgical strike is that only 5% against the ruling government, but 95% against the opposition.
ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ದೇವರಾಜರ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 46 ಕೋಟಿ ಲೂಟಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯ ಒಬ್ಬ ಎಕ್ಸ್ MLCಗೆ, ಎಕ್ಸ್ MP ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಿಡೇಟ್ಗೆ ಅವರ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ 3 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹೋಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಇಡಿನವರು ಇದನ್ನ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? 46 ಕೋಟಿ. ಈಸ್ ಇಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್? ಇಡಿನವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ವೇರ್ ಎವರ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಟು ಎಂಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಲೂಟಿ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಹಗರಣದ ಲಾಭಾಂಶ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಯಾವ ಎಲೆಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಟ್ರೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ಬೋವಿ ನಿಗಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಗರಣ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಡಿನೋರ್ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ತಾಂಡ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ನಿಗಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಗರಣ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ?
Corruption has happened. Why is the BJP not investigating? Tanda corporation corruption has happened. Why are they investigating that?
ನಡೆದಿದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಡಿನೋರ್ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ? ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಣಗಳು ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಆ ಹೆಣಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಣ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಡಿನೋರ್ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ?
It's not that proceeds of
ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ
crime.
ನಿಗಮದ್ದು ಒಂದು ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರೊಸೀಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ರೈಮ್ ಅಂತ
Why is it only involvement about the calling the proceeds of crime and justifying their investigation?
ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಇದು ಬರೀ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದಲ್ಲ. ಜಾರ್ಖಂಡ್ನ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಸೋರೇನ್ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ದೆಹಲಿ ಕೇಜ್ರಿವಾಲ್ ಅವರನ್ನ ಇಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಸ್ಟಡಿಗೆ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಬೇಲ್ ಕೊಡುವಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ನವರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ತಾವು ಸಹ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಗಮನಿಸಬೇಕು. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ
Supreme Court had given bail to the Jharkhand CM and Arvind Kejriwal. You have to hear what the Supreme Court's observation and orders were.
ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್ರರಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಜಸ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ಮೇಲ್ನೋಟಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರಬಲವಾದಂತಹ ಬಲವಾದಂತಹ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಅರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಕಾಪಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಪರೆನ್ಸಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟಿಗೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಧಿಕಾರದ ದುರುಪಯೋಗ ಕಂಡು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಸುಪ್ರೀಂ ಕೋರ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳಿದೆ.
Supreme Court has said they are violating stipulated norms and they are misusing the power.
ಏನ್ ಇವರು ಜಾರ್ಖಂಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ದೆಹಲಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇವತ್ತು ಅದೇ ಪ್ರಯೋಗ ಇಡಿನವರು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ
what they experiment in Jharkhand, Delhi and other places, the same kind of experiment ED is doing in Karnataka.
ಸುಳ್ಳಿನ ಹೇಳಿಕೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಸಾಕ್ಷಿಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ದಬಾವಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದೇ ಕಾರಣ,
they are accused to give false witnesses, false statements. They are putting pressure on them.
ಇದು ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕಾನೂನು ಹೋರಾಟನೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಬೀದಿಗಿಳಿದು ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಪ್ರಜಾಪ್ರಭುತ್ವದ ದುರ್ಬಲ ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬಿಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ದುರಂತ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ದೇಶದ ಜನ 2 ತಿಂಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಇನ್ನೂ ಪಾಠ ಕಲಿದೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದುರಂತ. ಇದು ಅವರ ಅವನತಿಗೆ ಅವರೇ ಇವತ್ತು ತೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆ ನಾವು ಹೋರಾಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಈ ತರ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಅಪಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಅವಕಾಶವನ್ನ ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ.
BJP to continue like this.
ಈಗ ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಕ್ ಅವರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಅವರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಬ್ರೀಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಕಂದಾಯ ಸಚಿವರು ಸವಿಸ್ತಾರವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಹಳ ಸಂಕ್ಷಿಪ್ತವಾಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬಂದ್ಬೇಡಿ ಪ್ರಿಯಾಂಕ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ.
Imran is with us. Imran, you've been translating what they're saying. We expected them to speak perhaps on the private quota issue as well, but they've attacked the central government and the agencies. Tell us more as we wait for Priyank Kharge to speak once more.
Well, it looks like it's entirely of responsibility to defend themselves over the Valmiki scam, and where the former minister, Rajiv Gandhi is quite calling for questioning, and they are attacking Modi pressure on the BJP, saying that these are the easy tactics what they are using will not work. Seems to be the entire attempt is to divert attention from the Valmiki and the Buddha scam, which the government is completely embroiled in. And they right now in Bangalore also BJP has called protest over this, and they are trying to defend themselves, saying that this is the arrest and the investigation done by ED is nothing but a pressure tactics on the part of the central government, and this kind of tactics on the part of the central government, and this kind of experiment they have done.
They have done this kind of experiments within Delhi and other places, and the people will teach them a lesson. They're saying that the BJP has not learned from their past election experiences where they had fared badly in terms of assembly elections in Karnataka. They're saying that they're trying to use kind of pressure tactics to bring down the government, and they are bringing down governments of opposition parties across the countries, and there are many examples of it. This was the crux of their the press conference which happened. Like other ministers like this. Looks like they're not going to address the issue of reservation. They are mounting pressure and putting it on ED, and looks like they're trying to somehow salvage the situation right now, where they had to, more of the industry experts came out against the state government over the draft reservation bill.
Most definitely. You've been tracking this very closely for us, Imran. Now, a lot of people, including BJP leaders, former ministers in Karnataka, have said that the private quota was to distract from the other issues that currently encumber the Karnataka government. Is there an element of that also? And I believe there is a protest also going around you. What's that about?
Well, absolutely. The insiders say that the entire issue of reservation was created to divert the people's attention from the Muda scam, which has engulfed the highest office in Karnataka. The chief minister's own wife is there. They're already, BJP has protested, and also there has been 3 complaints filed with the election commission over this issue, and also the diversion of funds from SCST and the Valmiki board is the 3 issues which the opposition is not letting go of. Over this issue, currently protests are also happening at Freedom Park in Bengaluru, and looks like what insiders say is that the reservation issue was brought in to divert the entire issue from the public, over which the opposition is trying to corner the ruling Congress government over it. Now, the reservation issue has not been talked about. There was much speculation that today's press conference will be about that. After Chief Minister himself tweeted and said that the entire issue will be put on hold till further deliberations have been done. The whole between the lines reading is that it was done to distract people from the Muna controversy, which had to cornering the Chief Minister and the state government over this particular issue. The BJP, however, says that they will continue to raise this issue till the end of the session, and in the coming days too, they are saying that the massive scam has happened, and BJP alleges that the money from it was diverted for both Telangana and Karnataka elections.
And was this a Karnataka government platform? Was it a Congress platform? Because the allegations that they leveled, which we did not expect, sounded a lot like they were political in nature. They were perhaps not so much from a policy point of view. What platform was this?
Well, the draft bill was brought in the cabinet, and it's surprising that both the Industries Minister, when we spoke to him yesterday, and the IT Minister claimed ignorance of it, and they said that it was hurriedly brought in, and they will have further deliberation with the Chief Minister on this issue. And in fact, what there seems to be that after the NASCOM and several industry leaders came to an agreement with the state government over this reservation in jobs, especially which demanded 15% in the management quota, there is also some pressure from the centre over this issue, and they have they put on hold the draft bill. But behind this entire drama, what the political observers feel that it was done, they knowing very well that this will be met with stiff resistance from industry, just to divert the attention over from the Muda scam and the Valmiki scam. Now we have to wait to truth of it where this government is going ahead or is just was done, because at the moment the Chief Minister himself tweeted, and after much blunder earlier that 100% will be done in C and D categories, that it has been put on hold for further deliberations. There seems to be both pressure and as a tactic to divert attention from Muda and Valmiki scam, in which a former minister has already been arrested.
Right, Imran, they're giving us all the contours of this controversy. Well, a series of issues over in Karnataka. One is, of course, the private quotas, and the other is that there are a number of allegations, and the government and the cabinet ministers, they're holding a press conference and they're alleging misuse of agencies and attempt to break government. They also mentioned how Arvind Kejriwal was arrested for arbitrary reasons. We have B.S. Prashanta from GS Prashanta, I beg your pardon, from the BJP joining us, sir. What do you have to say about what we just heard? They're accusing the central agencies of being used against them. Your reaction?
It's become fashionable for the Congress to accuse the agencies who are working independently. Please don't forget, when UPA 2 was in power, Supreme Court had called CBI a caged parrot. who were working on the instructions of the then UPA government. But whereas now, under the Modi regime, the ED, CBI, income tax work independently and the government does not interfere in the functioning. When it comes to Kejriwal's arrest, he was arrested, duly arrested after the charge sheet was filed and he was in jail, and only after the court was convinced about the merits of the case, when he challenged the arrest also, he could not be let out on bail, and subsequently the court has given him bail. And when it comes to now Karnataka's ex-minister who is being imprisoned, being in jail is not new to this minister. He was already imprisoned once during the illegal mining scam. So therefore, and now he is involved in the Maharshi Valmiki corporation scam. So therefore, it becomes fashionable for Congress to accuse agencies, whereas they know that they have been caught. If the Congress leaders are so sure that they have done nothing wrong, let them face the probe and truth will ultimately come out. Truth will ultimately prevail. And we always revered the statement, Satyameva Jayate. So therefore, Congress leaders will not really fear anything if they have not done anything wrong. But all of us know how corrupt the Congress has been, and Congress is corrupt and Congress will be corrupt. So therefore, they are fearing that their misdeeds would be out in the open.
You know,
What more can
Mr.
you say about
Prashant,
this?
if I can ask you a follow-up, before this press conference began, we weren't entirely sure what they would speak about. There was chatter that they would talk about the private quota bill that they seem to not be going for anymore. Very quick answer from you. What do you have to say about that as well?
See, firstly, not bringing in they did not table the bill. They wanted to bring in a regressive thing. At the same, as BJP, we always stand by the regional party, regional flavor, regional culture, made with Kannada pride and Kannada culture. And you go to different states, in Maharashtra, we don't discriminate between locals and non-locals because ultimately, whichever state gets a better opportunity, Bharat wins. Therefore,
Right.
you need to
Well,
have,
I'm afraid that's
wherever
all the
there-
time we have, but we've understood your statement. The BJP says it doesn't discriminate between people from different states. So, GS Prashant, I thank you for joining us. And Imran, likewise, I thank you as well. Viewers, we're slipping into a short break. Stay with us.